Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl Kickoff Press Conference. A brief reminder before we get started to please silence your cell phones. And it's the 33rd year of the Las Vegas Bowl, and we are excited to bring you a featured matchup between two storied programs in the USC Trojans and the Texas A&M Aggies. Between these two programs, they've combined for 102 postseason games. That's 58 for USC and 44 for Texas A&M. This will be the fourth meeting all time between these two programs. USC has won the previous three meetings, the last one coming in the 1977 Astro Bluebonnet Bowl. I believe Coach Elko was 5 months old, and Coach Riley was not even a thought yet. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll have opening remarks from both coaches, and then we'll hear from the student athletes. Up first will be USC. The Trojans finished 6-6 this regular season with a 4-5 mark in Big Ten play. Coach Riley is in his third season at the helm of the Trojans, 8th overall. Coach, nearly 4 months ago, you opened the season here at Allegiant Stadium with a win over LSU. Your depth chart's a little different heading into this game. What are your thoughts in your preparations for tomorrow night?
Yeah, first I want to say just thank you to everybody here with the Las Vegas Bowl. The job that's been done here this week has been tremendous. Putting on these bowl games is not a small task, and I know it takes a lot of people that work year-round, put their heart and soul into it, and you can really feel that from the day that we got to Vegas. Been very well run. They've done a great job with our players. The events, kind of the memories created, especially doing it around Christmas, has just been, the execution of it has been fantastic. So it's great to be here. Excited to be back in Vegas. We had a good start to the season, and hopefully we can finish it the same way. Obviously playing a really good football team here with the head coach that I respect very much, and Coach Elko, job he's done throughout his career. No surprise seeing him having the success that he is having, and got a really talented team that'll be a big, obviously a big challenge for us. Yeah, our guys are excited about it. These bowl games have certainly evolved a little bit over the years, and we look forward to embracing it with some new faces, some old faces throughout the year, and a team that certainly looks a little bit different than it did, but that's just the way that it is right now, and our guys have embraced it every step of the way. We've had a great week, and we're excited, obviously, for the game to get here.
All right, for Texas A&M, which finished 8-4 and posted a record of 5-3 in the SEC. Coach Elko's in his first season with the Aggies and third year overall as a head coach. Coach, could you give us a look at what we should expect to see from the Aggies tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start the same way. I think it's been a tremendous week. Thank you to everybody involved with the Las Vegas Bowl and the committee. We really appreciate the hospitality and everything that this has been about. I think our kids have had a great week here in Las Vegas, and a lot of great events, a lot of great opportunities. I think very similar. It's an exciting opportunity for us to kind of launch into next year. I think that's kind of how we've spoken about this bowl. Last year is kind of its own season. You kind of have this bowl opportunity, which is it's no new opportunity. It's a new team to some degree. You've got some kids in, some kids out, but you take this team, and it's kind of the start of the offseason and the build into next year. And so excited to play against a great opportunity. Similar, a lot of respect for Coach Riley and what they've done offensively through the years. And so, it's a great opportunity for two great brands in college football to play each other in a great venue Friday night.
All right, we'll move along to the players. Up first for USC, we have redshirt sophomore quarterback Jaden Maeva. Jaden's got local ties here to Las Vegas, having attended Liberty High School and UNLV. Just kind of curious, have you been kind of the unofficial tour guide for your teammates this week, and what's been your experience back in town?
It's been a great experience. Coach Riley, and he said it, he hit it head on. The bowl staff and the Vegas Bowl who made this happen for both teams for us it's been a tremendous job and an awesome experience for all of us. So some of my teammates been asking me to show different restaurants, really good sushi spot across the street. I showed them, so yeah.
Now we'll move along to senior linebacker Easton Mascarenas-Arnold, who leads the team with 89 tackles. Easton, how will you keep your emotions in check knowing this is your final game? You've got an opportunity to play this with your teammates and your brother Akili.
I think it's just like they both said. It's just a really good opportunity against a really good opponent too. And this being my last game, got a lot of family coming out. This could be the last game I ever play with my brother. So emotions are high, but you can't let it affect you too much. I think we're going this game same mindset as always, not looking too far in the future. Just stay where your feet are, stay grounded, stay level, and stay stay level-headed.
Great, thank you. Now we'll go along to Texas A&M. Up first, we'll have Marcel Reed, freshman quarterback. Marcel, you had an opportunity to already experience postseason success last year, filling in after the first play of the Texas Bowl, and you threw for 361 yards. How did that success help you prepare for this season and this bowl in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it just helped me, propel my confidence going into the next season, knowing what I'm capable of, and just having the team around me trust me. I came in as a freshman after the first play of the game, not knowing I was going to play that long, but it really helped just leading into this season and making me a better player, seeing what it's like, seeing the speed of the game and how it changes. And I feel like I've grown tremendously as a person and a player since last year and going into this year. And I think there's a lot more room, try to raise my ceiling and, just keep going forward and progressing as a player and, being that teammate, stepping into this role and being a leader for my teammates. I think that, this bowl game is going to be another opportunity for me to, showcase what I can do in this role as a starting quarterback for Texas A&M beside Coach Elko and under Coach Klein's offense. And, it's just a really exciting opportunity.
And we'll conclude with Texas A&M defensive lineman Albert Regis. Albert, this is kind of a two-part question. What was the most memorable part of your week for you and your teammates? And then what's this shimmy dance that I keep hearing about? And if you were to be on the stage at Fremont Street welcome reception instead of your teammate Marcel, would the outcome have been a little different?
So for the first question, my favorite part, I would definitely say was the sphere. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's crazy, bro. Like, that screen, all that, like, feeling the cold air, like, smelling oranges, roses, like, it's crazy how far as a society we've came. So that was my favorite part. And the shimmy, you'll see it, don't worry, you'll see it. And if I was on that stage, I don't know if the outcome would have been different because the judges, I mean, they're gonna pick who they wanna pick, but I would have added a little more flavor to it. I can say that.
All right, at this time, we'll go ahead and take questions for both the coaches and players from each team. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get you a handheld microphone. And as a reminder, this will be the only top opportunity for questions for the coaches and student athletes, as we won't have opportunities for one-on-one after this. So, question here in the front row, right in the middle.
Hi, Lincoln, Travis Brown with KBTX. What have you seen from Marcel this year and his ability to step in as a redshirt freshman?
Yeah, I think it's been impressive to watch him early in his career. Looks like he's certainly made the most of his opportunities. A very talented guy, obviously a guy that, that jumps off the screen with what he can do with his legs. Obviously throws the ball very well. Got a really good offensive coordinator and offensive mind there, and Coach Klein that clearly has done a really good job with him. So, yeah, dangerous player. Definitely one of the top young quarterbacks, I think, in college football right now. So been very, very impressed with him, and no surprise to see the climb that he's had up to this point.
Okay, we'll go to the second row on the left side.
Questions for Lincoln. Ryan Garcia, LA Times. Hey, Lincoln. I know last bowl game you guys had, in terms of availability, there weren't a ton of players left. Just wondering how that compares this time around, and in terms of how much that preparing for this has changed. I'm curious how your aims are maybe different with a bowl game now, knowing that you're going to give a lot of those young guys a lot of run.
Yeah, I think Coach Elko touched on this before. I think we've all had to adjust, not our mindset, because I mean, you come in, you're a competitor. Obviously, you want to come in and do well. I mean, that's regardless of anything else. It's still an opportunity to play the game that we love. But certainly there is a part of this that feels a little bit like the last game of this year, and in some ways feels a little bit like the first game of the next year. Not completely. It is, for both teams and a lot of teams across college football, you're playing with guys in new spots. You're playing with new faces. Even the preparation for it is a little bit different because you don't have your full roster availability, and so. But you got to adapt, and I think going through kind of what we did last year, I think certainly helped us. I think we were less surprised by what happened, and just kind of able to understand and have a plan ready from the beginning. But it still comes down to how your team handles it, how your coaches handle it, their mindset, their perspective on it. we've tried to just be ready to roll every single day, try to prepare hard, and I give our guys credit because I think they've done a really nice job up to this point.
Next question will come on the right side here in the second row.
Brent Zwarneman, Houston Chronicle. Mike, a two-parter here. How have you seen Marcel develop in the past year? And also, how has Ruben Owens, how has he continued to come along in the past few weeks, and how much could fans expect to see him on Friday night?
Yeah, I think Marcel's taken some huge strides. I think it's been well documented. It's been a challenging year in some ways for him. To go in the year and get thrust in to be in the starter because of injury, then to have to come back in the middle of a conference game and then become the starter the rest of the way. And so it hasn't been the smoothest run, but I think he's done a really good job of staying locked in all year. And I think the biggest strides is I think you're seeing him get more and more comfortable within the offense, the reads, the progressions, kind of seeing the full field, and hopefully that continues to take steps forward tomorrow night. In terms of Ruben, he's had a really good week of preparation. It's been really good for him with the amount of time that he's missed. He's still not all the way back. I think that was it's probably a 5-month injury, and we're still probably only at about the 4-month mark. And so, but it has been really, really good for him to get out and get a lot of reps. And with everything that he missed this year, again, it's just a good way for him to kind of launch forward to the next year. And we'll see how much we get out of him tomorrow.
Next question in the middle, right here in the second row.
Ryan Young, TrojanSports.com. Lincoln, 2 questions for you. What's the plan at center and right tackle and your confidence in those spots? And then is there resolution on DeCarlos Nicholson's hope for an extra year based on the whole JUCO ruling?
Yeah, center Killian O'Connor will start. A lot of confidence in him. We actually were pretty certain he was going to start the Notre Dame game, and then Jonah was able to play right there at the end, just kind of gutted it out for us. But, yeah, a lot of confidence in him. He's had a lot of reps with us as a really good, tough player. He knows our offense inside and out, and it's been pretty seamless up to this point in terms of, practicing and obviously commanding the offense, the offensive line from that position. We'll play Tobias at right tackle. He's been – one of our most consistent, I think, kind of backups throughout the year, a guy that's been able to play multiple spots and has really made himself a very valuable member of the offensive line. So, yeah, those guys have had so many reps now together, and kind of having this lead-up time certainly has helped. So we've been able to operate. It still feels kind of like it did before the other guys were gone. So obviously a good challenge tomorrow with a really good defensive front, but confident in our guys. The JUCO ruling, I think we're all kind of trying to figure that out right now. There's some, obviously the waiver came out. It came out right around Christmas Day, so it's tough to then say they don't always answer the phone anyway, but they damn sure don't on Christmas Day. So, we're going to dive into it. Obviously, we hope it works out for DeCarlos. He's certainly expressed desire to come back and play another year. We would love to have him, and if that works out, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, down here on the first row on the right side.
Hey, Lincoln. Luke Evans, Orange County Register. Lincoln, just in general, the Holiday Bowl last year was a huge just kind of springboard in terms of, momentum for this program. How do you look at this year in general and year 3 with where you are in terms of this rebuild of USC, the importance of this bowl game and kind of putting on a show for the young guys in the program? Yeah,
I think all bowl games are important. There's a lot of teams aren't playing in bowl games. They're hard to get to, especially when you play in leagues like we do and like Texas A&M does, and it's a battle every single week. So it's a chance to showcase the program. It's a chance for young guys to play. It's another opportunity. That again, we just don't get that many in this game, and so you got to. Every one of them is valuable. Every one of them is important, and it's important to me and to everybody in our program that we approach it that way. So they're hard to get to. You're going to play a really good opponent. So it's certainly a great opportunity that we look forward to.
They will go on the left side, third row on the middle.
Jaden Califin from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I know you were just asked about your ties to Las Vegas, but I'm just curious, maybe looking back to the decision to transfer to USC, I know you were considering other options. When you look back on that decision, what kind of comes to mind, stands out to you about what that was like? And then just, I don't know, looking back, having played a full season, what's it like to just look back on that decision?
No regret. I definitely believe in decisions that I've made in my past led me to this point today. So I'm super grateful for this opportunity for this team to just go out there and play a really good team. And
And then just watching UNLV and what they accomplished this season, 11 wins, did you kind of, I don't know, keep tabs and stay in touch with some of your former teammates? What was that experience like?
It was a little tough, just keeping tabs on their season, just kind of focusing on the season that we've had and the season that we're going to continue to have. So, yeah.
And then maybe one for Lincoln. I looked like yesterday or Tuesday, you spoke about maybe some of the difficulties and what needs to change about the transfer portal. But maybe Jaden is an example of, what happens when the transfer portal goes right. Do you kind of agree with that, and just what's it been like to coach him?
Yeah, listen, there's great examples of the transfer portal. A lot of them with teams that I've coached. So I'm certainly not here to say that it's a bad thing, because it's not. It's just, the answer to that, which we could sit here all day and talk about it, but I mean, the answer is, I think, a big perspective on, it's not just the portal, it's all the other things with it. And so, I know there's been a lot of examples that have come up, through this season, through the new playoffs, the positions it's putting players in, the positions it's putting coaches and staffs and universities in. It's not good. It needs to get better, but it's not just fixing one part of it. It's not just Band-Aids here and there. There's going to be, I think, a much bigger picture and broader perspective that I think that's going to be the only way we get to the change, because the game's still awesome, right? Like college football, I know there's some stuff going on outside of it, and I think that'll get fixed with time, but the product has never been better. The game has never been better, and hopeful that we can fix it. I know a lot of us that care about the game, a lot of us that the game has done amazing things for our lives and given us great opportunities. We want to do everything we can to help make sure that it gets to the best place it possibly can. And then, yeah, for coaching Jaden, it's been tremendous. I mean, he's a team first guy, as you see up here. He's incredibly humble. He's been that way the whole way. He never expected anything other than for us to just coach him hard and develop him, and he was ready when his opportunity came.
All right, we'll be in the second row, right in the middle.
Carter Carls, 247 Sports. Mike, curious your observations of Marcel coming in last year in the Texas Bowl, if that was surprising at all, and then looking at this year, just how much do you think a big bowl performance for him can help springboard to next year for him?
Yeah, last year I think I was still running around in circles when he was playing in the Las Vegas Bowl, or in the Texas Bowl. So I'm not even sure that I really knew who he was at that point yet. But no, I think watching him in bowl prep, the previous staff had a lot of really good things to say about him. I knew him kind of vaguely from recruiting, but watching him sling the ball around, obviously he was a young kid that really flashed and popped, and liked the way he went about his business. When you're a backup at that point in the season with everything that had gone on, amidst all of the turnover, he was a kid that was coming out every day and putting in the work to put himself in position to be ready. And then, unfortunately, Jalen Henderson goes down in the first play of the game last year, and Marcel jumps in and has a great one. And I think for our whole team, this is an opportunity to vault into next year. I think that's what we've spoken about the most is, win or lose, this feeling lasts 6 months, and that's just the nature of bowl games. And so, people can talk a lot about who's in, who's out, who's playing, who's not playing. At the end of the day, when there's a ball down, there's a result, and those results last an awful long time because our team puts an awful lot into it, and so does the other one. And so, I think for our whole team, I think this is a potential launching point for next year.
All right, we'll go all the way in the back with the TV cameras on the right side.
Ben Peck, NBC College Station. Marcel, when you look at the receiving core and some of the young guys, the freshmen in particular, who are maybe going to have extra opportunities in this game and going to be competing for more playing time next season, just what have you seen from those guys, and what excites you about what they can maybe do tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm really excited for those guys. You don't always get to see them just because of the guys ahead of them, but I mean, those guys have great talent. They can go, and just really excited to see them get their opportunity and maximize it because they got the chance to, and I know they will. So it's going to be really exciting to see them get out there and play.
All right, we'll go here in the third row on the right-hand side.
Robert Sesson, the Eagle. Mike, since roster is such a big thing, since the last time we saw you, have you had any more opt-outs or some injuries might not play?
No.
And how do you feel like a lot of people maybe lost more people than you have? Why do you think that maybe A&M's lost less players through the opt or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's that few of an amount. I think we're all dealing with a lot of the same problems. I think where kids are and roster makeup, I think makes a big part of it. But, I think all of us are probably in the same boat right now, just trying to get to the day the portal closes and, know exactly what our roster looks like moving forward and then try to come up with a plan to get it going forward in the next direction.
All right, we'll go in the back again with the TV cameras.
Albert, Tyler Shaw with KBTX in Bryan College Station. What kind of, or are there kind of different feelings from your past bowl games and kind of this bowl game and just kind of the mindset of the team, the vibe and the feel of kind of where you guys are headed? Just how does it feel this year, now that you guys are here in Las Vegas?
I mean, it's all the same feeling. I mean, making a bowl game, that's one hell of a job because it's not easy. But, compared to last year, we were back in Houston. That's the hometown for me, so it meant a little bit more to play in front of my high school, my superintendent, my mom, my coaches. I was putting on for Laporte, Like, I'm all about my community, so it meant more to me. And not saying this doesn't, I don't want to put that narrative out there, but, it just meant more because it was my hometown, But, I'm out in Vegas, man. A lot of people dream of coming out here. And I can see why. Vegas cool as hell, I'll be honest with you. It's cool. But, this is a special game as well, man. I wouldn't take advantages for nothing because this is going to take us into next year,
We talked a lot about how these bowl games are good springboards for a lot of the younger players to get some reps. What about a veteran player like yourself? What does this game mean for you?
It's all in the details. I know what I want to do, and other vets know what they want to do. This is another game to put in your resume, so when them scouts come talking to coach for us, coach don't got to say, oh, his best games were X, Y, and Z. He can just say, go watch all year, like even in the bowl game, So, this game is just equally as important as any other game.
All right, we'll go to the front row on the left side.
Olin Buchanan, Tags. Mike, what might there be anything different in the approach or anything with Cassius Howell and Ryland Kennedy coming in and playing for all those guys that from the defensive line that aren't playing?
No, I don't think there'll be much different in the approach. Obviously, it's two different kids and kids that have played a lot of football this year, though, and certainly kids that we have a lot of confidence in, and it'd be a great opportunity for them. I think they've been in positions all year where they've worked really hard to hopefully get more opportunities and more reps and, played behind two really good football players, and so now this is kind of going to be their chance to go out there and be the starters and again, go out there and play their game to the best of their ability Friday night. And so I know they're excited, kind of chomping at the bit to go get it.
Okay, we'll go right here in the third row in the middle.
Harry Rees with the Spanish Radio broadcast for USC. Easton, can you speak on the improvement that you've seen from the defense from the day you arrived on campus to now being one of the strengths of the team with Danton Lynn as your DC?
Yeah, I first want to give credit to Coach Lynn for coming in here and changing the defense around within a year. We saw him do it at UCLA, and playing for him this year, it shows that he's definitely one of the best coaches in the country. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Coach Lynn. But I think the group has improved, not even just physically on the field, but just to get the togetherness we got outside of playing ball. Like there's a lot of different guys on the field. I think 9 out of the 11 starters are transfers that came in. So this is the first time that we ever played together, and it's really hard on defense because there's a lot of moving pieces. It's a lot of reaction. It's a lot of just finding the right things to do at the right time, playing off each other. And I think we did a really, really good job. Again, give credit to the coaches for putting us in the best positions, and just give credit to my teammates. It's not easy to come into a new environment and try and take over, and especially in a new conference like we did. So I think we did a great job, especially from the beginning of fall camp till now. I think we've made strides, and I think it's led into it's going to be a very, very big season for USC next year, especially with the young guys we got that are going to follow up in our footsteps.
And for Jaden, Sierra Vista, Liberty, UNLV, how much of a full circle moment is it for you to be able to be the USC football quarterback in the Ninth Island?
Yeah, exactly like you said, it's full circle moment. It's crazy how I found out that we were practicing at UNLV. It was a little weird at first, but just to understand that this is where I first started off at, and this is where it kind of all started for me. So super grateful.
Stay in the middle, in the fourth row on the left.
Coach Elko, Donna Conrad, Bryan College Station. Just with the amount of player movement ahead of these games, how much does that shift your game planning to be more focused on what your guys have to do versus kind of game planning for the other side?
Yeah, I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think it's really plays like an opener. I think that's really how you have to look at this. I think you have a general idea, personnel-wise, on what you're going to see from the other side, but you really don't know how the other team is going to utilize some of the new faces, some of the new people, what exactly their strengths and weaknesses truly are in some instances. And so, I think you go in with a plan around your team of doing the things that you feel like give you the best chance to be successful, but I think you've got to be really ready to adapt in these games, no different than when you would with 28 days to prepare to play in an opener. And so I think it kind of plays like that to some degree. Obviously, that'll focus on ourselves and how we come out and play the game that we want to play.
Down here in the front row on the right side. First one.
Lincoln, Luca Evans, Orange County Register. You haven't had a ton of just kind of traditional power backs at USC. Obviously, Brian Jackson seems set to play a big role. What has he shown you, in these few weeks and lead up to the bowl game? And what can he provide in terms of a little bit of elusiveness as well as that kind of frame?
Yeah, no, he and Amarian both are, two of our two biggest backs, probably our two most powerful backs. And so, yeah, excited for their opportunity. Obviously, Woody took the lion's share of the reps this year and did a great job for us, but these guys have had a lot of reps behind the scenes. They've both been productive special teams players for us. They've both been guys that, we're excited about their future, and their future's here now. And so it's a tremendous opportunity for those two to go out to show that they can do the things that great backs in our offense have to do, and you've got to be able to do all phases well, and it's not just the power that you run with. It's hopefully getting some opportunities to make some big plays when they're there. Obviously, knowing you got to be great in pass protection, got to be great receivers. You have to do it all. So they're going to get a great chance to show why they should be the guy here, and I know they're both very, very excited for the opportunity.
All right, we've got time for one final question, so we'll go in the back in the middle with the TV crew. Make it a good one. It's the last one.
Thanks. No pressure. So, Jaden, returning to Allegiant Stadium, trying to make an example for your former players and some of the local kids here in town, does that weigh on you while you play? And when it comes to your former school, did you have anything to say to them afterward? Were you able to talk to the coach, and did you have any messages for them?
To answer your first question, it's not really heavy on my shoulders. Coach Riley and the staff and my teammates do such a great job in preparing us to just go out there for battle and just compete at a really high level. And your next question is, I've kept tabs on some of the UNLV players there. Some of them are